Hello everyone, my name is Hao, and this is my final summary report presentation. Today I'm going to summarize what I learned this course and how these concepts helped me in my role at GT Tire and what my recommendations are and I see for improving financial and operational efficiency in my department. So throughout this course, I learned that corporate finance is not just about numbers or balance sheet. It is really about making smarter decisions and understanding financial trade-offs and think more strategically as someone who will work in both import and outbound logistics. This class gave me tools that I now apply almost every day. And my job responsibility is that I started with import and I track containers coming from overseas, make sure they move through the port smoothly and deliver to our US warehouses on time. I also validate ocean carriers and drayage invoices, which means I check every charge and dispute any incorrect billing. This alone requires a strong understanding of cost control and financial accuracy. Recently, I was promoted and I also help handle outbound operations. On the outbound side, I ensure that customers' orders are delivered as quickly and efficiently as possible. I request shipping quotes, compare the cost, and choose between FTL, LTO, or LTL box trucks or Sprinter vans. Financial decision making is involved in everything. I calculate the cost per tire, optimize each truck loads, and determine how to combine different customers' orders to reduce the cost. In both import and outbound, financial thinking is essential. Whether it's avoiding unnecessary charges, negotiating the rates, or improving shipment efficiency. Several concepts from this course directly improve how I approach my work. First, risk management. It helped me understand the financial consequences of delays, warehouse congestions, or sudden volume spikes. These risks can turn into real costs if not managed properly. Next, the time value of money and opportunity cost help me think more strategically. I now understand that delaying a shipment or holding containers too long isn't just an operational issue, it has real financial impact. And then the third one is NPV and IRR thinking help me evaluate choices in more structured way. Even though we don't calculate the discounted cash flows for truck shipments, but the mindset of comparing long-term value versus short-term cost is extremely useful in logistics. Forecasting the sensitivity analysis became important tool during peak weeks. I now think about different scenarios such as container volume, customer deadlines, or limited warehouse capacity, and how each scenario affects the cost. Finally, Proforma modeling and Excel tools help me make better data driven decisions and communicate more clearly with carriers and internal teams. I want to share two specific examples of how I use concepts from this course in my real work. The first example is optimizing a truckload. One time, I received two small orders from different customers. If I shipped them separately, each shipment would have been expensive because of the low quantity. Instead, I calculated the cost per tire and compared multiple scenarios, like similar to capital budgeting. I realized that combining both orders into one FTL with two stops would significantly reduce the cost. The decision saved money for the company and showed me financial logic can directly improve logistics performance. A second example is that it happens during a very challenging 2 weeks period this week and next week. We had almost 100 imports containers arriving, and at the same time, we had urgent outbound shipments for Walmart product launch on December 8th. With the holiday week and limited warehouse capacity, I used forecasting and opportunity cost thinking. We decided to prioritize outbound shipments because missing Walmart's launch would create a long-term damage, even though it meant paying some demurrage on the import containers. This was a real-world application for opportunity cost and strategic decision making. One of my biggest improvement I gained from this course is the habit of thinking in terms of cost per tire. This helped me evaluate the option more accurately, and it improves the consistency in decision making. I also became more confident in analyzing financial implications. Before choosing a shipping method, I now rely more on data, forecasting, and structural logic rather than assumptions or past routine. My negotiation skills improve as well because I can explain cost logic more clearly when working with carriers. Overall, this class helped me develop a long-term planning mindset, and especially in coordinating between imports, outbound supply chain, and sales team. Based on what I learned, there are several areas that our department could strengthen financial and operational performance. First, I believe we can benefit from a more structured budgeting tool to estimate shipment costs. This would help us forecast monthly expenses and avoid surprises. And then creating KPIs for each carriers would help us assess the performance more consistently and support better negotiation. Third, reducing invoices errors should be a priority. Incorrect billing creates unnecessary costs and take extra time to dispute them. These are reflective suggestions based on the final financial concept I learned at this course, and they could help me improve efficiency and cost control within the logistics departments. In conclusion, this corporate finance courses had a meaningful impact on my professional development. It improved the way I think, the way I analyze shipment, and the way I approach cost decision in logistics. I now understand how financial concepts support smarter choices, and I feel more prepared to advance in the supply chain field. Thank you.